types do often have a few
day
tricks in their
93.
disposal to better handle some potential scary threats. So, without any further ado, here is the electrifying tale of how 6 little Pokemon shocked the world and became champions of the Unova League. Or maybe we might. Who's to say? But just as a quick reminder before we start, I played a species pause, so I'll be able to reroll encounters and starter of the run. I named him Edison, after the famous Canadian actor Matthew Edison. Edison has an atom nature, which isn't what I'd call optimal, but he's got a feisty spirit, and he's ready to kick some tail. Plus, he's so darn fluffy, how can you not love the little guy? With some leveling up, it's time for Edison to face his first trial. It isn't long until Patrat gets fully paralyzed, which means that Patrat is now at -1 attack. This lets me get off a Thundershock for free, which takes just shy of half of Patrat's HP, and then Patrat just uses workup to get back to neutral. On the next turn, I shoot my shot and try to get a Lillipup sets up a workup. So I go for another Thundershock, and then Lillipup gets fully paralyzed for a second time. It looks like it might actually be a roll for another Thundershock to kill Lillipup here, but we'll never find out, because BDE Edison nails Lillipup with a critical hit Thundershock to win the battle. For all the times, I'm a gym leader who specializes in poison types. Roxy's Pokemon can barely touch Tesla, as they plow through them with a combination of Thundershock and Sonic Boom. Before the nerf to Steel types, they had an unbelievable amount of resistances, and both Magnus and his own are incredible defensively and offensively, but who takes another string shot? And then a Magneton finishes off the Swablu, which gets Tesla to level 25, where they learn Mirror Shot, which is vital to handling Leavanny. Edison also grows to level 25 and learns Electro Ball, though that's not really important here. Bird brings in level 2nd. He hits a soft smackdown, and then Tesla claps back with his newly learned Mirror Shot, which brings Dwebble down to his 30. Then I switch to Edison, who shrugs off the smackdown and heals back a bit of damage with his leftovers. Then an Electro Ball finishes off the Dwebble. Leavanny is last, so it's time to get a little cheeky. He fires off a Hard Razor Leaf, and Edison gets off a Thunder Wave. Edison is now at risk to a crit, so I switch back to Tesla, and Leavanny instantly gets fully paralyzed. Then Tesla hits a Mirror Shot, which instantly crits the Leavanny and knocks it out in one shot. With our Eviolite and the speed drop from paralysis, right? I mean, look at this shoddy workload chip. Fortunately, if you're looking for quality clothing, and I mean, who isn't, then you should check out this video's sponsor, Chimera. I'm not totally sold on the quality of that ad segue there, but hey, maybe this meta comment about it makes up for that. Chimera is an apparel company that carries a wide range of products from unique graphic tees to simple t-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, and more. Chimera only uses premium materials to ensure that their products are high quality and as comfortable as possible. Leavanny could never. Chimera also vets their entire supply chain to ensure fair and ethical labor practices as well as environmentally sustainable manufacturing. But none of that comes at the expense of competitively priced products. For example, a premium t-shirt from Chimera runs for about $20, whereas similar items can cost upwards of $40 from larger brands. For me, Chimera's basic t-shirts are perfect. I'm particularly fond of the long sleeve tee, which is incredibly comfortable for when I'm streaming, lounging around at home, or some other third thing that doesn't make me seem like I have no life. But the graphic tees aren't equally as comfortable if that's more your style. They don't do that thing that some graphic tees do where the inside sticks to your stomach and you suddenly become like hyper aware of how sweaty you are. You know that thing? Anyways, with fast shipping, a satisfaction guarantee, and a full refund policy, there's no better time to head over to chimera.com and start shopping for quality and affordable apparel today. Links are in the description. Thanks so much to Chimera for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to the challenge. Before departing Castelia City, it's time to head to the city center where I encounter an Eevee. I named him Faraday. He's a pretty serious guy, as you can tell from his face. All business for Faraday. Now obviously, Eevee is not an electric-type Pokemon yet, so I didn't want to use him for the 3rd gym. But now that we have access to Nimbasa City, we can get a hidden Thunderstone, if you know where to look. And since I've played this game a countless number of times, I know that the Thunderstone is right here. I mean here. First try. And so, Faraday evolves into Jolteon, an amazingly fast and powerful special attacker. The last time I tried to use a Jolteon in one, but when I do find her, she's an easy catch with a quick ball. Welcome to the team, Franklin. She will be immensely helpful for our team's ground-type weakness. After that, Tesla evolves into a Magneton, which is an absolutely phenomenal Pokemon, especially with Eviolite. Edison also evolves into Ampharos, who is a bit less phenomenal, if I'm being honest, but I still love him. Next up is Gym Leader number 4 against Elisa, who also uses Electric-type Pokemon. So it's time to utilize one of the best strategies in the game. Physical Jolteon, baby. Just look at that raw physical power. Elisa leads with her own Emolga, who can barely touch Faraday thanks to his Volt Absorb ability. This lets him safely set up 2 workups as he takes some light damage from Pursuit and Quick Attack. Then Faraday knocks out the Sky Squirrel with a Thunder Fang. Elisa's Flaffy is second, so Faraday goes for a Dig. This is a little scary since both Emolga and Flaffy have static, and electric types can still be paralyzed in this generation. But Faraday is holding a Cherry Berry, so static would have had to activate both times for this to be an issue. After Flaffy goes down, Zebstrika comes out, but she too gets outsped and one-shot by a single dig, netting us a dominant victory against Elisa. That's batch number 4. After the battle, Elisa generously turns my self-confidence dial up to 11 by walking down the catwalk with me as a crowd of adoring fans chant my name and give me compliments. Video games truly are a much-needed break from reality, and he joins the team. His ability is Unnerve instead of Compound Eyes, which is a bit disappointing, but there's not much that can be done about that. I also decide to level up Tesla inside Chargestone Cave, so that he evolves into Magnezone. Some of you might be preparing to write a comment right now about how Eviolite Magneton is better than Magnezone. And although in some ways that's true since Magneton is faster than Magnezone and has marginally better bulk because of Eviolite, I would argue that Magnezone is better almost exclusively because without holding Eviolite, they are able to hold a nether item, whether that be leftovers for passive recovery, or most notably, gems. Gems are a held item from Generation 5 that give a one-time 50% power increase to a move of a specific type. With Magnezone's already monstrous special attack, Discharge with an electric gem or Flash Cannon with a steel gem does just a stupid amount of damage. And since gems can be farmed from dust clouds within Chargestone Cave, they're effectively limitless with the right amount of, patience. Yeah, patience and dedication. Anyways, these gems are going to be incredibly important going forward, starting first with the fight against Clay and his ground types. You can see how this might be quite the problem for our electric type Pokemon. Fortunately, Franklin is immune to ground-type attacks, and I have access to one air balloon, which gives one of my Pokemon a ground-type immunity until they're hit by another move. Plus, Tesla has Sturdy, so he can't be one-shot. So there's a little bit of wiggle room here, but it's still pretty terrifying. Clay leads with a Krokorok though, and I lead Tesla, who is able to outspeed and instantly kill him with a Signal Beam that we learned from the move tutor. Clay brings out Sandslash and X, so I use a Steel Gem boosted Mirror Shot to take out the Sandslash in one shot. I think that was a roll, and Mirror Shot could have missed, so that was lucky, though I did have some contingency plans if we missed. Last for Clay is Excadrill, easily his scariest Pokemon. But I've got a plan. I start by switching to Edison, who's flying high with an air balloon, meaning that he's immune to Excadrill's nasty Bulldoze. This then forces Excadrill to go for Rock Slide, which causes Edison to flinch, meaning that Edison's air balloon pops, and he does not get off the Fire Punch. That's bad. Really bad. Faraday has Dig with a ground gem, but it only does about 75% without any boosts, meaning that we needed that damage from Edison's Fire Punch to guarantee the kill. When planning this, I just didn't think about the potential for Rock Slide to flinch, which was dumb since there was a 30% chance, which is not that low. Though I'm not sure if there was even a better option. So now I've got 2 plays, both of which will require a sack. With Edison's air balloon popped, Excadrill will go for a Bulldoze. If I let Edison go down, I can get a safe switch into Tesla, tank a Bulldoze thanks to Sturdy, and then hit a Mirror Shot, which might do enough damage to put Excadrill in range to a Dig, if it hits. I can then switch through Franklin to get a semi-safe switch into Faraday on a Rock Slide, though a critical hit Rock Slide could still potentially kill since his defense is so low. Plus, with Tesla at 1 HP on the switch, Excadrill will likely just go for a random move instead of guaranteeing Bulldoze, which means I could be switching Franklin in on a Rock Slide, which will most likely kill, resulting in 2 deaths. That's option 1. Option 2 is immediately switching to Franklin from Route 7. I name him Volta. The man is quite serious, as is most of our team now after the death of their friend. Volta will be our strongest physical attacker, though his move pool leaves a lot to be desired. Anyways, now it's time for Skyla. It's almost not worth mentioning though. Faraday kills the Swoobat with a single discharge. For whatever reason, poor man's Quaxley comes out second, so she too gets one shot by a discharge. Last is Skarmory, and since she has Sturdy, she survives a discharge and goes for an agility. This is a little annoying, since Skyla now heals with a Hyper Potion as we proc Sturdy with another discharge. But this one paralyzes, so then on the next turn we still outspeed Skarmory and knock her out, winning us a damageless 6 gym badge. After that, we head to Lentimas Town. In Lentimas Town, there's a move tutor that can teach my Pokemon Magnet Rise, which is a move that makes the user immune to ground-type attacks. This will be absolutely essential for the rest of the playthrough. We then have to make our way through Reversal Mountain, which has an absolutely terrifying, unavoidable double battle that I have to do with Bianca. The reason it's so scary is because these two trainers have a Darmanitan and an Excadrill. Most of my Pokemon are defensively weak, making Darmanitan a huge threat. And as you just saw from the fight against Clay, Excadrill is a pain since he resists most of our attacks and has Earthquake. I try to prep for this fight as best as I can, but I end up screwing it up a bit by forgetting to teach my Pokemon a few key moves. So after taking down the Backpacker's Golbat with a Volt Switch from Tesla, I find myself staring down a Darmanitan with Watt at very low HP. Also, I totally risked Watt to a critical hit Rock Slide from Boldore there. This Darmanitan knows Flare Blitz, which will absolutely kill anything on my team if it crits, other than Tesla, technically, thanks to Sturdy. So I'm feeling dreadfully certain that something will go down here as I bring in my least important teammate, Volta. No offense, Volta. But then Darmanitan just goes for a Hammer Arm into Musharna for some reason. No idea why. Bianca's Musharna then kills the Boldore with an Energy Ball, so now we're facing Darmanitan and Excadrill. I go for a Magnet Rise, hoping that Excadrill will just use Earthquake and kill his partner, but he just goes for a Slash on Musharna. And then Darmanitan goes for a Flare Blitz on Musharna, who hangs on with 1 HP and fires off an Energy Ball into Excadrill. So, on the next turn, an Electric Gem boosted Spark kills the Darmanitan, and then Excadrill goes for a Rock Slide, which Volta dodges, though it does kill Musharna. So Bianca's Mienfoo comes out, but it doesn't really matter because somehow a Flame Charge from Volta is enough to kill the Excadrill, winning us a battle that I absolutely did not deserve to win deathless. I'm shocked that Darmanitan went for Hammer Arm there, but thankfully it did because it very likely saved Volta's life. With that, we can fast forward to the fight against Drayden for badge number 7. He has Dragon types, which resist electric types, and one of his dragons flies on knows Earth Power, which is obviously bad.